There's a company from Albania that has processed over 26 million transactions since it launched. It operates inside a remittance market that is worth over 761 million euros a year, roughly 10% of the entire Albanian GDP. All of that built by a woman from Shkodër who had never physically touched a computer until she went to university to study about it. That company is EasyPay, one of the most complete digital payment ecosystems ever built in the Western Balkans. But here is what makes it interesting. Because how does a platform that already handles utility bills, international remittances, government taxes and open banking all in one place, still not own the behaviour that will make it irreplaceable for every Albanian family? And the question is not about EasyPay building more, because they already have. The real question is why a company that sits exactly between the Albanian diaspora and Albanian households has not yet made that connection the centre of everything it does. Because when the diaspora send money back home, it's not only about the monetary value, it's about responsibility. Because most Albanian businesses that chase a digital future forget who is getting left behind in the transaction. EasyPay is one of the few companies that built for both at once, whether that be the app user from abroad or the cash user still at home. That combination is rare, and it's exactly what makes the gap I'm about to speak about so significant. And by the end of this video, you understand exactly what that habit gap looks like for EasyPay. What is the origin behind one of Albania's first electronic payments platform, EasyPay? Linda Shomo is the founder and CEO of EasyPay and grew up in Shkodër, Albania. Both her parents were professors, with her father teaching physics and her mother teaching mathematics. In 1998, Linda won a medal in computer science, at a time when the discipline was only 4 years old in Albania, which led to her enrolling at the University of Tirana to study computer science. She then spent 2 decades working in Albanian banks and international financing institutions, with Data, Western Union and a Cypriot commercial bank. And she was offered the opportunity to keep climbing the corporate ladder inside these institutions. But in 2006, whilst working full-time and raising her daughter, she completed an executive MBA at the University New York Tirana. And even though on some days she had to do 20 hours of studying, she wasn't preparing to go into consultancy. She was preparing to build her own company. And in 2010, she went to the Bank of Albania to apply for a license in a category that barely existed. There were no policies for what she was describing, and there were no local software systems that handled what she needed, which meant she had to source initial technology from India. She also had to write compliance frameworks from scratch. The category was so new that most people she spoke to did not have a word for it, but she launched anyway. And even though EasyPay's first service of distributing digital TV subscriptions proved the model, she decided to then build an agent network. She went street to street, training family-run kiosks, currency exchange booths and market stalls on how to operate digital terminals. And in 2011, they had 135 agent locations, and in 2025, now over 580. And the decision to keep physical when every other fintech company was going digital is the reason that EasyPay became the infrastructure layer behind Albania's entire unbanked population. The lesson in the origin is this: Linda Shomo did not wait for Albania to be ready. She built the bridge, but spent 15 years on helping people get across it. So let me break down the business model behind EasyPay. Layer 1 is their digital wallet. EasyPay is licensed as an electronic money institution by the Bank of Albania. That license means it can issue e-money, collect payments, execute transfers and process remittances, but it cannot lend out deposits or function as a commercial bank. The e-wallet is the core product. Users fund it by bank transfers, debit card or cash at any agent location. And what EasyPay got right from the beginning is that you do not need a physical bank to use the platform, because the wallet was built for the 41% of the Albanian population that were unbanked at the time, and everyone else who used it was a bonus. Layer 2 is their agent network, with 580 locations across 12 different countries. And this isn't some legacy distribution problem waiting to be replaced by a new app. This may be one of the most strategically underappreciated assets in the Albanian fintech ecosystem, because it's the reason that older generation actually trust the platform, and also the reason that cash-dependent households can top up without ever touching a smartphone. Because this is a bridge between the digital economy and the physical economy, and no competitor has really been able to replicate it at scale. Layer 3 is their service stack. Over 200 payment categories live inside their platform. And on the screen now, you can see just some of their categories, whether that be water, electricity, utilities, or taxes. And in 2024, they gained the first open banking license in the Western Balkans, allowing for direct bank-to-wallet transfers across 8 different commercial banks fee-free in real time. And that's a fundamental shift on how the platform will grow. Layer 4 is their diaspora corridor. In 2016, they signed a partnership with Ria Money Transfer, giving giving EasyPay access to a global remittance network across 190 different countries. And within 5 years of that launch, EasyPay captured 7.5% of Albania's money transfer market, and did that by offering fees that were 40% lower than the traditional operators. During the pandemic, the World Global Bank projected a 20% fall in global remittances. However, during that time, the UK to Albania corridor through EasyPay grew by 400% year on year. The diaspora weren't necessarily sending less, they were sending differently. And that is exactly where the tension lives. Here is the exact reason that EasyPay has not yet captured the diaspora's habits and behaviours towards their platform. EasyPay has over 200 services, but when a platform offers everything, users don't naturally develop a primary reason to open the app, because they'll use it when they remember to, or when they have to top up, or when an emergency comes about. But they are not building a reoccurring relationship within the platform, especially when the app is what handles your most important monthly obligations. So let's consider what the research actually says about Albanian remittances. Around 50% of all diaspora transfers are spent on food and basics. Around 12% go directly to utilities such as water, electricity, and internet. And as you can see, these are fixed obligations that Albanian households carry every month, regardless of what else is happening. And the diaspora for the last 30 years have been living this reality where their parents or grandparents need help with their utilities. And in this process of sending money, they'll always make sure to call them to check if they've received it. And this is where I see the root cause of this gap. EasyPay is organized around services, but the diaspora is organized around family obligations. And the market force making this even more urgent now than before is the Albanian government's push to a cashless society. With the government formalizing transactions, businesses being required to use electronic payment devices, and even more so with SEPA integrations as of 2024, making the cost of transferring euros to Albania cheaper. Open Bank is removing friction between bank accounts and the EasyPay wallet. This system is moving at a fast rate to digital. But the families that actually need to use it, such as older parents, grandparents, relatives that still go to their agents to pay in cash, are not actually moving at that same speed. And as always in developing technology, behavior lags behind the infrastructure. EasyPay is sitting in the exact gap between those two speeds. Because the battleground in Albanian fintech is not really about who offers the most services. It's about who owns a behavior that makes someone come back every single month. This is what I would do if I was leading on EasyPay's next strategy. I would build family expenses, which is not a new product from scratch for EasyPay. It's more of a repackaging of what already exists. Because EasyPay already has the utility payments, the agent networks, the Rio transfers, and the open banking. I would organize it around a single-use layer, which would be around helping Albanians abroad manage recurring family obligations that they have for their relatives and parents in Albania. EasyPay already has a technical infrastructure, but the move is more around positioning. Because right now, EasyPay talks about itself as a payment platform with a large portfolio of services. And that framing kind of puts the user in charge of discovering the use case. And that creates friction, which means the user will most likely never discover it. The stronger framing for EasyPay across the diaspora is this. EasyPay is a platform that lets you take care of your family bills directly without sending cash and hoping it gets paid. And translated into product, that's where you build a family bills dashboard within the existing app. And this allows for the diaspora to store the recurring obligations of their parents or relatives. And every month where those bills appear, the user can pay them directly, which also removes the need and uncertainty of a relative or parent having to go to a physical location to pay off stuff like utilities and taxes. And that single use case activates every asset that EasyPay has. The Rio remittance corridor brings the funds in. The open banking layer removes that friction. And the agent network serves the family members. And the agent network serves the family members who might not be comfortable with the digital payments. And that builds something that no competitor right now has. Emotionally significant monthly habits deeply rooted into family responsibility. Because the diaspora don't only want a cheaper way of sending money. It wants to know whether the important things are taken care of. And with that creates a habit of opening the app every month without a marketing team to remind them. The next battleground for Albanian fintech businesses is not who offers the most services. It is who owns the behavior of making families come back every single month. Here is the bigger lesson that EasyPay teaches us. Albanians have been emigrating to the diaspora for the last 30 years. And in that time, the country built something that no policy or no institution designed. It built a financial system that relied on family obligation. The system's informal and it's inefficient. And the only reason it works is because the alternative alternative is leaving parents to manage it for themselves. And the biggest mistake in Albanian fintech is treating that system as a problem to replace. Because what this actually is about is behavior. It is the most consistent, emotionally driven financial act in the economy. Because this system is the most consistent, emotionally driven, recurring financial act in the economy. And EasyPay did not just build a payments app, it built the infrastructure that sits underneath that act. And this lesson is not specific to EasyPay, because a lot of businesses don't win by just providing more services. They win by owning the behaviors of things that people need to do. And EasyPay's opportunity is to become the infrastructure that supports remittance payments precisely. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment what business I should do next. And if you want to learn more about the Albanian and diaspora business ecosystem, please do subscribe for weekly videos like this.